So, in the middle of the night, she fled with the kids to a hotel near the Ohio border. The FBI pinged her cell phone, waited for her to come outside, and then tackled her because she tried to run while holding my 3-year-old autistic son. Yeah, that was May 5th. I'll never forget it. That's the day the FBI called me and said, "You have your kid. Can you meet us at the Cabela's on US 23? Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. The day has finally arrived where I can talk about the sovereign citizen Karen who sued me and failed. What started off as a simple video reacting to an obnoxious Karen's frivolous filings against me in the Eastern District of Michigan turned into so much more. So today marks part 1 of a 4-part series covering a sovereign citizen named Lindsay Denesy. Part 1 will focus on a set of court appearances, followed by more appearances in part 2. Part 3 takes a deep dive into not only my lawsuit, but the other lawsuits she's filed against various government agencies, entities, and basically anyone unlucky enough to get close enough to smell her. And part 4? That's going to be a surprise. We got body cam footage, ring cam footage, and some truly wild court moments ahead. So I hope you'll stick around till the end. And if you see Chuck in the comments, be sure to show him some love and support. Now, this won't be like my usual content. Don't get me wrong, you're about to see the craziest Karen I've ever covered on this channel. Honestly, second place isn't even in the same mental hospital as Lindsay Denesy. But before we dive in, I want to thank today's sponsor, Ground News. One of the things I pride myself on is staying politically neutral and unbiased when evaluating geopolitics. That's not easy in today's climate, which is why I rely on Ground News. It's a site and app that aggregates news from thousands of sources and lets me compare how different outlets are covering the same story. It helps cut through bias and gives a full picture. For example, there was a recent story about the U.S. pulling and then reinstating aid to Ukraine. Different outlets framed it very differently. Some as strategic, others as a blunder, and some focus entirely on the backlash. Ground News broke it all down, showing which sources were left-leaning, right-leaning, or neutral. You can even filter stories by bias, region, and factual accuracy. My favorite feature is a blind spot tool. It shows stories only being covered by one political side, exposing you to what you're missing. Right now, Ground News is offering 40% off their Vantage plan exclusively for our viewers, one of their biggest discounts ever. You can scan the QR code on screen or follow the link in the pinned comment and description, ground.news/Fleshier, to start your journey. Thanks again to Ground News for sponsoring this video. If you haven't seen the first video yet, I highly recommend watching that one first by clicking the card above, as it's a key precursor to the first hearing we're about to cover. Let's begin. Dude, the day we found your video, my mind was blown. I was like, other people know how stupid she is. It was so validating. And then I started seeing all the comments. Clip 2.
Miss Manorino?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Batar talked to Miss Denesy, and apparently she's representing herself. People versus Lindsay Denesy. This is set for the violation of the conditional bond. And also there's still the underlying case that is that there was a warrant on of the malicious use. What's the people's position on these cases?
Your Honor, as it relates to the bond, there have been numerous bond violations reported by Mr. Nerswick during the pendency of this matter. I believe there were at least 4 that were reported. Mr. Nerswick indicates there were more that he did not report, just so that he wasn't going to the police on a daily basis.
Right, I understand.
From her. It's clear, she made it clear during the pretrial with Judge Martin that she did not agree to the court's bond and wasn't going to abide by it, and she absolutely has not. There have been continued bond violations. I spoke with Mr. Nerswick for a moment this morning. He indicated that what he would like is no contact from Ms. Denesy, because the limited contact that he did afford her during the pendency of this matter, she is abused repeatedly.
Right. And so there's already a no contact in place and she decides to ignore it. So what would you
No,
like
I
me to
actually
do?
don't. I actually don't. He was harassing me and I only told him
Okay.
to stop harassing me.
Okay.
So if he comes to my home and he's harassing me, I have a right to
Okay.
say, you cannot
Miss
harass me. And the
Manorino.
only other time I talked to him was about the children, which I was told I
Okay.
was allowed. And I do not feel I can get a fair trial here, and I would like a change of
Okay.
venue. and I would like
Okay.
a trial, or I would like the charges to be dropped. I am not
Ms.
guilty of this
Denesy,
charge.
please be quiet so I don't have to mute you. Don't make
Well,
me
I'm
do
letting
that.
you know what I would like.
Ms. Manarino, what's the people's position on all of this?
Your
And
Honor,
I'm aware that there's some ongoing thing with,
Yeah, he lied to get a court order. He stole my court documents. He's been harassing me at my house daily. He's had family members harass me. He's had other people texting me that are basically telling me what he wants to say, calling me a cunt, calling me a bitch, saying I'm never going to see my kids again. He's the one harassing
that.
me. and
Your
he's playing the
children's
victim.
stuff is downtown. I mean, that's what.
No, this is
That's
about
what
the
family
children. The whole
court.
reason why he
But
put
I'm
harassment
saying that
charges on
family
me.
court, I can't do
Okay,
anything
but he's
about your
putting
children.
harassment, ma'am. Can I just? I'm in. This
No,
is my
actually,
hearing.
it's my courtroom. No, you
No, but
speak
it's
when
my
I tell
hearing,
you
and
you
I'm
can
the
speak.
defendant, and I have a right. I have a
You're
right.
right. You have the right to be muted because I'm not going to continue to do this with you, Ms. Denesy. I'm not. Ms. Manarino, what do the people think that they want?
Your Honor, I don't know if because there have been so many.
I'm not gonna.
I would
I'm
like
not
a
gonna
trial.
lock this woman up. Ms. Denesy, you're pushing all my buttons. Listen, I'm trying to do I'm trying to figure out what Ms. Manarino thinks she wants. Because I'm not inclined to put you in jail. Although I am inclined to make you go and get a competency. Because I think that perhaps you have mental health.
You know, I called in my last video, I even titled it, "This is what crazy looks like." But honestly, that didn't even scratch the surface. A more accurate title would have been, "This is what a psychopathic, narcissistic, dumbass cavekin looks like." And even that wouldn't have done her justice. Clip 3.
From my psychiatrist that says I don't. But when somebody's being harassed and abused, they don't act like they normally do.
What I'd like to do from this, I would like her to have a competency and criminal responsibility.
I would agree with that, Your Honor. I think that would be helpful.
I'm going to make a referral for an out of custody for competency and criminal responsibility.
Well, like I said, I would like a change of venue because this court has shown bias against me and in favor of Chuck. So I would like to change venue.
I don't even know who Chuck is, so it would be hard for me to show bias for somebody that I don't even know
but this
who it
area
is.
and the police have lied. They lied to have these charges.
That doesn't change. Changing venue only takes if I change venue.
Yeah, and then you didn't.
I'm not
on the eviction case that we had on the 10th. You did not even allow me a trial, which was my right, and you evicted me without a trial.
you had a 30-day notice to quit. And there was no lease, and I told you if you demonstrated a lease, I gave you 24 hours to bring me a proof of that lease, which you did not do. So I'm going to refer this for criminal responsibility.
Ma'am, you kicked me out of the room, and you never told me that I could present the lease, ma'am. You never told me that. I told
you that you could present the lease within. Listen, Ms. Denesy, bring me the lease today. Bring me the lease today, then.
I will email it. I don't have a right.
I don't want it emailed. I want it brought live to the court.
Then I'll have to mail it because I don't have a way to get there. I will have to mail it to you.
Then email it to the court.
And not only that, but he's the one harassing me, and he's abusing the system to harass me. I was extending my good faith efforts about the ending of our relationship and our children, and he took that, and instead of going to mediation, which is what I was asking him for, he had the police lie out of police report, which I can prove that they lied. I have the evidence, and the thing is my liberty should not be infringed upon because somebody else lied, and I can prove it. So that's why I would like a trial.
For today, before I do anything else, they're going to send you paperwork to get a criminal responsibility and a competency, to make sure that you understand the charges.
Yes, but if I can, but you know what? If I can prove
all
that
of your behaviors, Ms. Denesy.
What behaviors? Standing up for myself.
Evidence.
Standing up for all I have done is stand up for abuse, ma'am. You guys are helping an abuser abuse a victim because he has.
And that's your opinion today, and you're entitled to that.
And I have
but I want to make sure that you're competent. So today, I'm going to order the competency and the criminal responsibility, and we'll go from there. Ms. Manarino, we'll let you know once she's done that, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank
So
you.
when you get the paperwork, you've got to do the referral for
Yes,
that.
but if I
Michelle,
have evidence
how do we
that this
send
was
her the referral for that?
so if I have evidence
Michelle.
that this
I have to
these
check with
fraudulent-
Heather.
Okay. Your
May I say
evidence,
one
you'll
thing?
have an opportunity once we establish that you're competent.
Yes, but why should I have to take a competency test if I can prove with my evidence that these are full?
Because that's what you do at trial. All this extra __ that you're pulling right now is what's cause for concern that you might be a certifiable nut job who needs constant monitoring by a doctor in a room with padded walls. Clip 4.
Well,
totally
because
erroneous.
of your behaviors and your antics,
What
reason
behaviors?
to
I don't have
believe-
any antics, ma'am. What antics?
Mhm.
Can you give me a lawful reason why you're going to order me to do
Well,
something against my will?
All of your interruptions and your rantings make me question whether or not,
rantings.
and you've made
What did I
statements
rant
about
about?
having
I
mental health
asserted
issues.
my rights. So you're
I know that
retaliating
you have a psychiatrist. I know you have a psychiatrist, which leads
that
me
should
to
be good
believe
enough.
that there may be some mental health issues.
No, I have
And if your
ADHD.
psychiatrist says you're good, and it's my responsibility to make sure that you're competent to proceed. And so that's what I'm
Yes,
going to
and
do.
I have ADHD.
All right.
Very
And
well
Judge,
controlled, ma'am.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Heather, we will send the paperwork to the forensic center. They will contact Miss Denesy and send her the paperwork as long as we have a good address on file. But that's where they'll send it to.
Okay. Okay.
But
So
what
you'll
I'm
reach,
saying,
because it's
ma'am-
not your psychiatrist. We have the state psychiatrist.
yes, ma'am, but I
talk to you.
should not be forced to take a mental
I
eval
note your objections.
when excuse me, let me finish, please.
Yeah.
When I'm been asserting my rights, there's no antics. I have quoted laws to you. I have quoted my rights that I'm entitled to under the law. So I don't understand how you could see that as antics.
So anyway, Ms. Denesy, it's you've mentioned the psychiatrist multiple times, and I just think it's everybody. And I do this. This has nothing to do with you. This is.
Well, I'd be happy to provide you. I have a letter that I just got from my therapist. I have one from my psychiatrist, and I have a full. Can I please just can I have a chance?
Well, except that your psychiatrist is not someone that is experienced
you didn't
in
let me finish.
doing
I have another
competency
thing.
evaluations.
Okay, but I actually had a competency evaluation by the state of Michigan as well.
Okay.
Already.
When was that?
It was 2019.
I suggest that when you get the competency that's now that you take that paperwork and give that to them.
So I'm perfectly competent. I don't understand because I'm asserting my rights why you're retaliating against me and telling me I need a mental eval because you don't personally like the way I speak or because I have ADD. So you're discriminating against me because I have ADD. So that's part of the reason why I interrupt. And so that is actually under the ADA, you're retaliating against me because of my ADD.
It's not retaliatory.
Yes,
There's nothing retaliatory about sending someone for a competency.
Why you're infringing on my liberty by forcing me to do a mental
you can file an appeal. You have that right. I make a decision and you can file appeals.
The police
in the meantime, we're done for today, and you're going to get something from the forensic center, and you have to go and participate in that process. And obviously, you've already done it once, so you know what it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind taking the eval. I just don't have a ride there. I don't have any way to get there, and I'm
not so sure that they don't do them by Zoom now.
Then that's fine if that's what they want to do. Okay. But this man has made it so he's destroyed my life. And instead of them helping me, these police, they won't let me file charges against him.
And I don't have supervisory over the police department. I don't do anything.
No, but I'm telling you that he has been violating the law.
Here's a suggestion. Maybe stop being such an insufferable piece of bleep, and people who have zero obligation to help you might actually find in their hearts to go out of their way for you. But after hearing all the crap you put your family through, if I found you in the middle of the desert on fire, I'd drink my water, piss on myself, and keep walking before lifting a finger to help you. Clip 5.
County because of all these things. And then he started making false allegations about, I was trying to talk to him about our children. And one of our children he took. And I was worried about her. And then the other children he wouldn't support. So me having a good faith effort, and I had a reason to talk to him, would be different if I was just harassing him and threatening him. I was just saying, if you do not, take care of your children and you don't let me see our other daughter, then I will have to take legal action. That is not harassment. That's asserting my rights. And he has abused the system, and he went to Washtenaw County and he filed stuff there with no jurisdiction because he lied on his then he should not be considered credible. And you can call the court yourself in Washtenaw County and find that out. He's the one who needs a mental eval because he has lied. He has stolen my court documents out of the mailbox. I have shadow of a doubt proof that he has done that, and the police will not investigate it. They have refused to investigate federal felonies. He stole at least 4 court documents, so I did not know.
If you can't get Van Buren Township to do it, then you should, I suggest that you go to Michigan State Police and make the complaints with them.
Ma'am, they said
it is their jurisdiction. When there's an allegation against the local police department, Michigan State Police will get involved.
Yes, ma'am. But I tried. I have proof that I tried.
Or the sheriff's department.
So I'm telling you as a judge that the law is being broken and that your court is being used to abuse me, a victim, and nobody's listening to me.
You will have an opportunity. There's nothing that's happening on this case right now. It's pending still. So there's nothing that's happening.
Yeah, but you
on
have to understand that because of this case.
I am telling you though that as long as this case pends, and obviously even for your best interest, you're better off not having any contact with them.
Well, no, here's the problem, Your Honor. With this case pending, they're not going to give me custody of my children, which that's the whole point of this.
This case, I've never seen anyone with a case such as yours. It's a telephone harassment that someone
which is why it should be dropped
because of that case.
Well, he's using that and he used it to get a PPO, a fraudulent PPO. So he's using fraudulent charges that I can easily prove that should be dismissed based on the fact that there was no malicious intent and based on the fact that I had a reason to communicate with him. And so that's protected free speech.
Well, but now from today forward, I'm telling you, you shouldn't have contact with him now, though. It's only causing you more problems.
He has my children illegally. So he won't even tell me.
That's funny, because as I recall, the FBI didn't ping Chuck's phone to get his location. They didn't tackle Chuck to the pavement when they found who they were looking for. And they sure as hell didn't hand the kids back to you once they retrieved them. No, they pinged your phone, tackled your ass, and gave Chuck's children right back to Chuck. Clip 6. All right, so that was the end of the first of 6 hearings. At this point in the story, Chuck wasn't even allowed to be at the residence because Lindsay Denesy had filed a temporary ex parte protection order against him. That PO was granted, temporarily, but later rescinded once the court realized it was completely frivolous. Still, the damage was done. Thanks to that bogus order, Lindsay ended up squatting in Chuck's cousin's home. And what you're about to see next is her first eviction hearing, where the goal is simple: get her the hell out.
And that's fine. I understand that, and that's fine. I understand that. I don't want contact with him except for about our children. And right now he's in violation of MCL 7.0 or 7.50 parental kidnapping. He lied.
But that's not I can't do anything about that. Even if all of that's true, I don't have authority.
But Sumter won't press charges against him, ma'am.
It's in front of a judge downtown that's made a decision, I imagine.
No, it's not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Please listen. I told you he filed in Washtenaw County knowingly that he did not have jurisdiction there, and he lied about his address and put a fake address.
Well, then if it's in Washtenaw County, then you have to go deal with family court there.
No, we don't, because there wasn't jurisdiction, and he stole my court documents, which I proved to that judge, and she had to vacate it. And he lied to the FBI.
Well, then if there's nothing pending right now, you need to file something in Wayne County and family court saying that.
That's yes, and I'm doing that. But what I'm saying is that this is going to be used against me, and that's a violation of my liberty because these charges are wrong.
Well, you haven't even filed it yet, so it can't be used against you.
Yes, I have. I have filed.
Well, you just said there was nothing in Wayne County, so you're being
No, I didn't say that. I said
contradictory.
No, that's not. You misunderstood me. I said what he filed was not in Wayne County.
Okay.
He took it.
But if you have a Wayne County action, they'll make a decision. But I have a lot of other cases today, and I think I've given you more than enough time.
But you should be able to tell him to tell me what's going on with the kids. He took
I can't do anything about the kids, Ms. Denesy.
Well,
I don't even have jurisdiction over the children.
The last judge said I couldn't contact him when it came to Haley.
I said that you can't have contact with him. I can't tell him what to do with the children. That's an issue for family court.
No, but if he's breaking the law,
today,
that's the criminal law,
we're all set for today. All right, and you'll look indicated that the plaintiff was entitled to possession. I asked if there was a lease. You said that there was not a lease. Ms. Denesy said there was a lease. Subsequent to that, Ms. Denesy sent documentation to the court of text messages from your client indicating that there was a valid lease through September of this year, which brings me back to the conclusion that there's something in writing that your client indicated, even though it's a text message, but that constitutes in my mind some type of a lease. Unless Ms. Denesy isn't paying rent or there's a violation of that agreement, there is something in writing that says, although it's not a typical lease, there is a written document that says that she leases the premises through, I don't remember if it's September 1st or September 30th, whatever it is. That's a problem.
Okay, I think I have a copy, Judge, or someone copied me. I think a text message. I don't have text messages plural. But
Yeah,
this,
a text message that says
Yeah.
the lease is until whatever, blah, blah, blah.
yeah, but Judge, there is no signed lease. We don't have any signed lease by the parties.
Well, it's a determination of whether that communication from your client constitutes an agreement for a lease that through September.
Okay,
I mean, you're right. If the text had been from Ms. Denesy to your client, I would agree with you that your client didn't agree. But the text is from your client to her.
but I'm not sure what that is.
It's Mr. Beal. Mr.
Oh.
Beal, mute yourself. Thank you.
Yeah, but Judge, there's no indication of any acceptance of that.
That's to have a hearing to determine whether there is or not.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine, Judge. I wasn't sure, Judge, when I had filed my writ, because you had indicated at the last hearing that Ms. Denesy would have to provide that within 1 day. I didn't hear anything for.
Right, no, I know. And then she provided a bunch of documentation and then they brought it up. And then, by the time I looked at it, I said, she's got, go ahead and set it for a hearing.
Oh, okay.
But my
yes.
question to you, I guess my one question to you is, there is no allegation. She's continuing to pay rent, correct?
Well, I think my client could probably answer that, Judge, because I was approaching this as a termination, not as a non-payment. I think
Right.
Mr. Nerswick, up until one point, was paying rent, but then there was no rent being paid. So, I mean, you can ask, I have no problem with the court.
Has there been rent paid, Ms. Cripps?
The last time rent was paid was February 1st. So March.
That's what I did ask.
I'm sorry. Let me back up. March 1st was the last time that rent was paid. So April, May, and then tomorrow rent would be due again.
Right.
And they harassed me out of the property, so I haven't even been living there. And I tried to do a goodwill and good faith.
Well, if you're not
communication.
living there, Ms. Denesy, then
I didn't want to move.
Contesting this.
Because I was forced out. They changed the locks. They harassed me illegally, mercilessly.
Okay. No. But let me just stop you. Then you can file a separate lawsuit against her.
Which I plan on doing, but I was
Okay.
forced out of the house.
Okay,
Literally,
but
they
you're not
locked me
living
out.
there anymore,
Well, I
correct?
want to live there. I never wanted to leave. I tried to make an agreement to pay rent with her. She refused to communicate with me. Then they filed the eviction.
So you want to access the premises so you can come post the bond for the 3 months rent?
I mean, I at least want to get the rest of my things
No.
at the very least. And I
Okay.
would like to.
Okay, then
I
how
would
much
like to-
how much time do you need to get the rest of your things?
Well, I'm not sure because every time I've gone back there, there's been someone there. I don't even know if my things are there or not. I need to at least go and assess what is there and see what's going on at the property because I haven't been able to go back there since that I haven't gone back since the one day that you said that the eviction would have taken place.
No.
because
I said I was going to I still haven't signed the writ. I'm trying to get you to tell me.
I know, but you gave Charles a PPO against me. even
I
though there
didn't
was-
give any PPO.
That's what it, I got a paperwork that said that you gave him a PPO.
I
he served me
don't
with
issue PPOs, Ms. Denesky. That's not even humanly possible. I don't issue PPOs. I'm not a circuit court judge. There's the circuit court judge does the
It
PPOs.
must have been a fraudulent paperwork that he had.
It could be.
And I'll send that to you so you can see how fraudulent these people are and how corrupt they are. And I would like an investigation because
I don't investigate. That's not my job.
Well, the police refuse to investigate. So
I can't force they're a different branch of government. There's nothing I can do about that.
It's funny because judges will order the police to do stuff like take my children unlawfully from me.
I did not have anything to do with taking your children either.
No, but the whole entire eviction and the whole entire false charges of the malicious use of the phone.
And I brought you back when you sent the text message that said that Ms. Cripps had given you access to the property.
But you also issued a fraudulent bench warrant against me when my daughter had a blood clot, and that caused the police to arrest me and take my children and give them.
I issued a bench warrant against you because you didn't appear.
I did.
And then when you did appear, I withdrew the bench warrant.
No, you did not. I was arrested falsely because of Charles.
That didn't come from me. The arrest
fraudulent. Why did I get a bench warrant when my daughter had a DVT? And I called.
I have no idea.
Well, that's what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Because of that fraudulent warrant, my children were taken away from me.
Mr. Robinson, I'm going to give her 2 weeks until June the 15th to get her stuff, and I'll sign the writ on June the 15th. So you have 2 weeks to go into the premises. Probably not, but go ahead, Mr. Nerswick.
Yeah, he follows me around and comes.
Well, but if you have a PPO, then any of her stuff is there, then she has to be able to do a civil standby to get her stuff.
Yeah, but is my stuff even there?
Yeah,
and
you have to have the police department go back with you.
He kidnapped my children because of the warrant, the fraudulent warrant that you issued, and so I have a right to have you order a pickup order to get my children back. Because of that warrant that
I don't even have the jurisdiction to do that.
Yes,
I thought you said
my rights are interposed. Any agent of the government and I can assert my rights to any agent of the government. I can read you the case law if you would like, but because of a mistake that was made by this court, the police took my children from me and gave them to him, and he does not have custody of them. He doesn't even have a legal right established to the children because
you can submit that to me and I'll look at it if you want me to sign something.
Yes, please. I would really appreciate
that.
He has kept I just want you to know he's kept the children away from me illegally since May 6th. He has not spoken to me about them. He has not let me see them, and they are 3 and 4, and one of them I was still nursing. So I will send you that, and I would really like.
If you're still nursing a 3-year-old, that's a different conversation.
No, that's not. If the La Leche League says 3 years old is optimal.
I said it's a different conversation. I didn't make a judgment on it, Ms. Denesky.
I'm just saying it's traumatic. The point is it's traumatic for the children.
To remove her property by June 15th with a civil standby.
Well, it was going to
writ to issue on June 15th, Mr. Robinson.
It might take me a lot longer than a civil standby to get my things. And
I can't help it. He's got a PPO that I don't have anything to do with.
The
I
PPO
can't tell you
your
to
name
go
on
get
it,
your
ma'am.
stuff.
I think it's
the PPO does not. Mr. Nerswick, who signed the PPO? Thank you. Thank you very much. My name's not on it, Mr. Denesky. It's Judge Triplett. By writ to issue June 15th. Yes, Mr. Nerswick?
That is not true at all. He's a liar.
That's fine.
And I haven't been there
going to give her 2 weeks, and Mr. Nerswick, she can either come with a civil standby or she can appeal me. Those are the situations. All right, Mr. Robinson.
Judge, just so I could clarify, you're going to hold off signing. Yep. I already filed the writ.
2 weeks.
So. Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks. Everybody's all set. Bye.